Expecting Mbeumo to be a player of interest once again. Will this finally be the week that Manchester United make him a Manchester United player? We're expecting United to make an offer soon. They're optimistic of a deal to sign him. They'd love him to be there in time to be part of their pre-season squad. They head to America very shortly. Their last offer wasn't too far away in terms of the actual fee, but will the too far away in terms of structure of the third offer, if when it comes in, be acceptable for Brentford? And finally, what feels like a long drawn-out saga can come.
The dealings. Matheus Cunha is in. Mbeumo, they remain optimistic of doing a deal for him. One source claims it could come this week, another bid to match what Brentford want. We think they want around £65 million. But both of these players have got significant Premier League experience, which has kind of been not the case, shall we say, in some of United's previous signings. They've been signing players from leagues with players that haven't had experience in the Premier League. Do you think they are learning lessons now with the approach that they're taking in this window?
I think they've got to be learning lessons after the last few windows that have gone on and haven't been the most successful windows. I think it's one of them where you need to bring in experienced players that know the league. Of course, you're going to bring in players that might not have played in the Premier League, and they could do extremely well for the club. But if you're going to go back to I go back to the boss, and at times most of his signings that would have had Premier League experience, he would have looked and thought, are they going to gel into the squad? And he went on a dossier to make sure he knew the players' families, friends, their eating, sleeping habits. They knew everything. He was, like I say, a genius. He just knew what players would fit into a squad that were hungry, that wanted to work hard, and had the desire to be a winner. And I think that was a massive, and that was a key to when the boss was signing players. So I think that it's a different approach from Manchester United, and I think that you've got to have a different approach to what's gone on in the past, and hopefully see a significant change in what's been going on.
Yes, so Cunha in, Mbeumo likely to join if United can match what Brentford want. But it's likely that Marcus Rashford doesn't have a future at Manchester United. Barcelona really pushing to get a deal done. They've explored the conditions of a potential deal for Marcus Rashford. Manchester United now expecting an approach from Barcelona. Rashford clearly wants to go there, but Barcelona might not be able to do anything but a loan, and that can't be ruled out, even though Manchester United are not going to panic. They are disciplined in how they are approaching this transfer window. They've got in Matheus Cunha, and they knew what they had to do to get him, which we explained before. They had to meet the conditions that Wolves had and the fee, so they did that. There's no release clause with Mbeumo, so they're trying to negotiate a price that is as much as on their terms as it is on Brentford's terms. Now, we do know that the last bid, worth £62.5 million, which included performance-related add-ons, was rejected by Brentford. That was the second bid that was rejected. Now, United will still go back in. We expect them to go back in, and I think there's still a cautious optimism that this deal can get over the line. But they know that Brentford want closer to £65 million, and they want the majority, if not all of that £65 million, to be a guaranteed payment. So that's where the negotiation will happen between Manchester United and Brentford. Can they have a halfway point where they can meet? Because they know that Mbeumo wants to go to Manchester United. So